On this edition of IMCS MasterClass, welcome a Ghanaian Catholic youth, an alumna of IMCS Ghana who is passionate about faith, education, youth development, and Africa. She has a background in finance with a Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Philosophy, and Bachelor of Science from the University of Ghana Business School. She likes reading and writing, especially on faith-related matters.
Hi, my name is Dr. Angela Azumah Alu. Hello, welcome to our masterclass on business planning. Very happy to be here and to take you through this. So we're going to base our discussion on a Bible verse. It's one of my very favorite ones, and I hope it will be yours too. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2, it says, "Write the vision, make it plain upon tablets, that he may run who reads it." Now today we may not make use of tablets, although some people do have tablets, but not in that sense that it's a stone tablet. So whether you are making use of a good old-fashioned notebook, your phone, a tablet, or a laptop, the idea is to document the ideas and the plans you have. Now let us come back to this. So let's say as a student, you have an idea that, oh, I want to start selling something, or I want to offer a service. How do you go about it? First thing I would say is document it, right? Write it down. Think about it. And after doing that, you do what is known as a market survey. Now, don't think that is such a fancy word. Hey, am I going to send out questionnaires or do a whole big study? It could be as simple as asking one or two friends what they think about your idea. This is the service I want to offer, or these are the products I want to get sell, or this is what I want to do. Do you think people would be willing and ready to buy it? And then at the price that I want to offer it. So after you've done your market survey, sometimes some people might even call it a business feasibility study. You could do it with different groups of people, just so you have a good sense of what the market is saying about your product or service. Then you come back and then you write that down too, right? So that's two things we've written down. First, we wrote down our idea. Then we did a market survey or a business feasibility study, and then we came back and then we wrote it down. After doing your business feasibility study or your market survey, right, we now come back, and I mean, even though some people say that writing a business plan is too much work and it's not necessary and you may not go according to it, based on the Bible verse that we shared, I would definitely argue that you should write it down, document it. It may not be anything elaborate, right? But essentially, you want to be able to be as clear in your mind as possible even before you start. So when you document your idea, it helps to clarify it in your own mind, and then it makes it easier when you have to convince your family or friends to either purchase your product or service, or even invest in it financially, which can sometimes be a really big deal. So what are some of the things that would need to go into this business plan? Now, the very first thing you need to provide is a background. Why is your product or service important? What is missing in the market that you are bringing in? And as much as possible, you need to describe the specific product or service that you're going to offer. In addition to that, you need to tell us maybe if there's any technology or other specific requirement that might be needed. That may not apply to everybody. Don't worry if it doesn't apply to you, right? In addition to that, you may want to tell us about the particular industry that you're going to be working in, who your competitors are going to be, if there are any, or even how the industry in general works, right? After that, you need to have a production and an operation plan. So if it's something you're going to be making, maybe you're going to be making cakes, how are you going to be making it? What is the process? If it's granola you're going to be making, if it's a service you're going to be offering, how are you going to do it? What is the particular business model that you're going to be making use of? Apart from that, you may want to tell us also what your marketing and advertising plan is, right? From your business feasibility study, you've already got a sense of who your target market would be, but you can do a little more of that and then include those details in. In addition, you might want to tell us about how you intend to register your business. You could either register it as a sole proprietorship, as a partnership, or as a company. Apart from that, you may want to also tell us about the specific, if there are any specific regulatory requirements. So for instance, if it's a microfinance company that you're going to be setting up, you would need you need some permission from the central bank in your country. Or if it is a food product you're going to be making, right, you would need permission from the Food and Drugs Authority, right, within your country. If it's some pharmaceutical product, so you may need to find out if there's even an association that you would need to be registered with. I mean, some of these things may not be things that you'll be doing immediately, but at least you are planning for them. So after doing all these, right, other important parts that you might want to look at would be your financial projections. Don't worry if you are not an accounting or finance person. You can talk to others or look online, right, just to assist you with that. So in a sense, you'd want to do what are called sales projections based on what product or service you want to offer. How much do you think you are going to sell at any point in time? Then you try to do that perhaps over a year, right? And then in addition, you look at the various things that you will need. So what you are going to own as a business, we call those assets. How you are going to finance those assets, those will be divided into liabilities. In this case, some of them you may borrow, right? Remember we spoke about the fact that you may want to reach out to family and friends. You may have taken a loan, that's a small one or a big one, and then how much you are also putting into the business, which we call equity, right? So after you've got all of these financial plans, you may also want to look at the specific management. So is it going to be a big thing? Are you just going to start a loan are you going to be alone at the beginning? Are you doing it with other people? What is the organogram or the organizational structure you are working with? You can decide to just draw that very beautifully and include that as well. Then at the end of all of this, you also look at what are the critical risk factors that may affect your particular business. It may be different for every kind of business. You know the business you want to set up more than we do. So what do you think are the risks? What do you think are the things that may make people not buy your product or service? What are the things that may not make your business succeed when you start? Try to identify these things as well. Look at ways that you can mitigate them, and then put all of that in your document. If there are any appendixes, maybe any special things that I have not mentioned that you think would be necessary for your business, you can put that in as well. Then you put all of this in a very, very nice document. You have an executive summary at the beginning where you summarize what your business is all about. And there you have it. Wasn't it so easy? You have a fully drawn out business plan. Remember, it just takes one step. Look at this very tall and beautiful ant hill. It was those tiny ants, which are barely visible to our eyes, who built this big ant hill. How much more you, who is made in the image and likeness of God? What can't you do when you set your mind to it? Actually document it and start one step at a time.